Hello friends, I am Sharad Baze, practicing chartered accountant for more than 38 years and handling disciplinary cases for more than 17-18 years. Today, I'll be discussing the next most important clause relating to advertisement. Clause number 7, which I read out. A chartered accountant in practice shall be deemed to be guilty of professional misconduct if he advertises his professional attainment or services, or uses any designation or expressions other than chartered accountant on professional documents, visiting cards, letterheads, or signboards, unless it be a degree of a university established by law in India or recognized by the central government, or a title indicating membership of the Institute of Chartered Accountants of India or any other institution that has been recognized by the central government or may be recognized by the council. Provided that a member in practice may advertise through a write-up setting out the services provided by him or his firm and particulars of his firm, subject to such guidelines as may be issued by the council. So this restricts the most important activity, that is, a professional is not allowed to advertise. What is not allowed to advertise? The professional attainment or services. That means a professional cannot advertise that he has his success rate in tribunal appeals is more than 90%, or his success rate in first appeals before the Commissioner of Income Tax Appeals is almost 100%. Such sort of attainment is prohibited. He can not also say that what are his services. I am rendering services in income, direct taxes, indirect taxes, FEMA, or liaisoning with government authorities, etc. etc. That means attainment of his professional attainment as well as professional services are not to be advertised. He is not allowed to use a designation other than the profession which he represents. That means a member of the Institute of Chartered Accountants of India can use the designation a chartered accountant. A member of ICSI shall use the designation company secretary, and a member of the ICAI, Cost Accountants of India, shall use the designation CMA or cost accountant, as the case may be. Now, in addition to these designations, the law allows the use of insolvency professional into bracket IP or registered valuer into bracket RV as additional designations like CA XYZ, CA comma or into bracket IP XYZ or CA PQR into bracket RV at the end. That means additional designation other than a chartered accountant that is permissible is insolvency professional IP or registered valuer RV. Besides that, what the clause further says, now where this designation is to be used on visiting cards, letterheads, signboards. In addition to that, he can use as a description, designation, the degree of any university as recognized by law in India. It can be relating to the profession or not related to the profession. For example, if a person has done, besides chartered accountancy course, he has completed his in practice, besides he has also done MA in music from a recognized university. So he can also use that qualification after his name, MA into bracket music, because that degree is awarded by the recognized university, even though it is unconcerned with the qualification, in concern with the practice he is pursuing. He can also indicate the membership of other professional bodies recognized by the council, like if he is a member of other two professional institutions, a chartered accountant is also a member of CAS as well as ICAI Institute, then he can write ACAS or FCAS as the case may be, as well as ACMA or FCMA as the case may be. And conversely also, a company secretary in practice can use the word ACA, FCA or ACMA, etc. like that for a practicing company secretary, and similarly for the cost accountant who is in practice. In addition to that, the Council of ICAI has recognized the qualifications of three institutes, namely SAICA, South African Institute of Chartered Accountants. So one can use the words behind his name, SAICA, or CPA of Ireland, as well as a membership of Institute of Chartered Accountants of England and Wales. It is to be noted that only these three institutions has been recognized by the Council of the Institute of Chartered Accountants of India. Impliedly, other membership is not allowed to be displayed. Many professional brothers are also displaying after their name CPA from USA. CPA from USA is not acceptable as a description after the name of a chartered accountant. So it is advised that those who are doing it, please remove CPA into bracket USA or something like that, so that it will not lead to any professional misconduct issues. Now, in the write-up that is permissible, because it says provided that a member in practice may advertise through a write-up subject to guidelines as may be issued by the council. Now, what are the write-ups that is permissible? What is to be included in the write-up? We'll see just now. But before that, in any communication on the visiting card, letterhead, notice board, etc., you are not allowed to put the date of setting up of a profession. Now, for instance, on the visiting card, if I write since when I am practice, it is not permissible. The date of setting up of profession is not allowed for obvious reasons that should not indicate unnecessarily the seniority in profession, thereby something else. It may tantamount to advertising that I am practicing for last so many years, so I got so much of exposure, so much of experience. That should not appear on the letterhead, visiting cards or signboards or such other material. Now, in addition to chartered accountant, if you are also qualified as a company secretary or a cost accountant or an advocate, you have to choose any one as a profession. You can practice as a chartered accountant, then you are not allowed to practice as a company secretary or a cost accountant or an advocate. Of the four professions, you have to make a choice of only one, and only that profession you have to indicate. Practicing chartered accountant, you can't use practicing chartered accountant oblique practicing cost accountant oblique practicing company secretary, even though you are a member of all the three institutes. Then the chartered accountant is allowed to write articles connected with his profession or unconnected with his profession. But he can use the designation chartered accountant XYZ, but he is not allowed to write after his name expert in taxation or expert in company law, something like that, which will tantamount to advertisement or attainment of professional services, which is prohibited. Even there are certain restrictions as to the signboard. The guideline says that the signboard should be of appropriate visibility and with illumination. But it should not be so illuminated like use of glowing signs or large size boards on which lights are reflected. It is not permissible. So the signboard should be of a reasonable size and with reasonable illumination and not amounting to advertisement. Now, public announcements as directors. Many times professionals are taken on the board of directors of listed companies, especially as independent directors, because profession has got that much of competency to represent or to be on the board to guide the management of various companies. However, various documents that are issued by the companies in which a professional is director, documents may be a prospectus or some sort of documents. Now, in those documents, you are allowed to use the designation as a chartered accountant, XYZ chartered accountant, nothing beyond that. That means you cannot use the word that XYZ chartered accountant is a expert in taxation laws or expert in corporate laws, and that his expertise in taxation or corporate laws will be helpful to the company. Such sort of attainment or description of a professional is not permissible even by the companies in which a professional is director. A professional should immediately, when it comes to notice, inform the company that this sort of additions, adjectives is not allowed after his name except the word a chartered accountant or a cost accountant or a company secretary, nothing beyond that. That means care should be taken. One cannot take the shelter that it is not done by me, it is done by my company, may not be acceptable to the disciplinary authorities. Then we have seen that write-up is allowed subject to council guidelines. Now, what are the council guidelines? Council guidelines are given by, in case of chartered accountants, council guidelines for advertisement 2008. Under these 2008 guidelines came out by ICAI, I am describing what are the requirements of such guidelines. It says that it has got certain 8 to 10 issues, 8 to 10 points to be noted. It should be honest and truthful. That means it should not have exaggerated claims. As I just indicated earlier, that my success rate in tribunals is more than 90%. Such exaggeration, even though it might be true, is not permissible. So it should be honest, it should be truthful, it should not contain any exaggerated claims. While doing this, you are not allowed to discredit other professionals or other professional firms. That means in your write-up, you cannot have disparaging references to other members or comparison with the work of other members. That means you cannot say that I could complete the work of this particular assignment is less than 2 months, whereas other professional has done the same work in he took almost 6 to 8 months. That means comparison with other professional firms is not permissible, or disparaging remarks, bad remarks being passed in your write-up for other firms is also, or other members is also not permissible. Now, the content of the write-up should be in such a way that it will not bring the profession into disrepute. This is very, very wide. In a sense, it should be restrictive. It should not be exaggerative. Like, see the advertisement that is being made out on television or radio regarding hair oils. A bald person is shown and he uses the hair, a particular XYZ hair oil, and the hair grows within 2 to 3 months. That sort of exaggeration is not permissible. You cannot say that if you come to me, I'll reduce your taxes by almost 50%. So that sort of exaggeration, that sort of attainment is not allowed to be made by a professional. In your write-up, the testimonials of your clients is not permitted. Now, if you have seen the advertisements or programs on radios or televisions of other professionals, notably doctors. Now, in such advertisement sort of, I do not know whether it is permissible to them, to the doctors or not, but they do invariably invite their patients, and the patient describe how my knees were aching, and because of the use of this particular medicine or because of the particular solution or medicine, I am totally pain free for almost usage of 2 months. I can walk, I can run like that. That means that sort of testimonials from the clients cannot be included in the write up of a professional chartered accountant, cost accountant, or company secretary. Then, similarly, a professional is not allowed to include the information as to his achievements or awards received by him except when the award is given by the government, maybe central government or a state government, or by a regulatory body. That means if the award is given by a local municipality as a good social worker or as a good professional or as a best teacher, if the professional is also a teacher in some college or universities, then that is not to be included in your write-up because that award or recognition is not given by the central government or a state government. Then you are not allowed to use any monogram except the one that is given by the institute. All of us are aware. And you are also not allowed to use any catchwords. Various companies use catchwords for to attract or to advertise. Use of catchwords for a professional is not permissible. Then even in the write-up, font size should not be more than 14 and a disclosure of membership number or FRN number is compulsory. Now that is with respect to the advertisement that is permissible in the form of a write-up to a professional. Other than this write-up, nothing else is allowed to be advertised by any professional, even for whatever reason. So we have seen clause 6, clause 7 partly. In the next lecture, I'll be discussing with the requirements about the contents of a website of a professional and such other smaller issues pertaining to this clause 7 only, and then we'll proceed to clause 8. Thank you very much.